time ago, I was in the final round of negotiations for a machine learning project. I had already passed 2 rounds of technical assessment. You know, the kind where your code gets pulled apart line by line. It was a virtual interview, 2 people on the panel. Now, towards the end of our conversation, the lead interviewer turned to the other person and spoke in a language that wasn't English. I didn't think much of it, after all. People, they switch languages all the time. But later that day, I took a look at my translator history, and this is what it recorded. It says, "She is good, but I prefer to work with a man." Let me say that again, in case you didn't hear me. The translator history said, "She is good, but I prefer to work with a man." And in that moment, I understood something that changed everything for me. It didn't matter how good my codes was. It didn't matter that I had articulated myself and answered all their questions clearly. It didn't even matter that I had proven myself twice before. A decision was made, and it wasn't about my skills. It was about who they wanted in the room. Representation in technology is not diversity for diversity's sake. It's about power. And when people, groups of people, are excluded from those decisions, not because they are not qualified, but because they are not the preferred, the realities begin to disappear from the system that increasingly shapes our world. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. Artificial intelligence is expected to contribute $15.7 trillion to the global economy by the year 2030. That is more than the combined economies of India, Japan, and Germany. That value does not just come out of thin air. It is created through systems. System that decides who gets hired, system that decides who gets approved for loans, systems that decide who gets opportunities and who doesn't. And here's what most people do not realize. The people creating these systems decide how the power flows. So when women, especially women from underrepresented communities, are excluded from being a part of building this infrastructure, we're not just missing voices in the meeting room. We are hard coding inequality at a scale that humanity has never seen before. So let's take a look at what that actually looks like. Globally, women make up less than 30% of researchers in artificial intelligence. In fact, 22% is what they make up in artificial intelligence. That is not a minor gap. And when you take a look at Africa, the story becomes even more interesting. Africa graduates more women in STEM than any other region in the world. In fact, 47% of STEM graduates from African universities are women. Higher than Asia, higher than Europe, higher than North America, if you didn't know. But this representation does not translate into power. Women are graduating. They are qualified. They are entering the field, but they are not making it into positions of power. You might be wondering, why is this important? Let me tell you this using an example. So researchers tested facial recognition systems. For light-skinned men, the system was almost perfect. The error rate was less than 1%. But for darker-skinned women, the error rate jumped to 34.7%. That means that if you're a darker-skinned woman, the system will fail 1 out of every 3 times. So imagine security systems, imagine border control systems, imagine bank verification systems that fails 1 out of every 3 times. That is not a glitch. That is not even an unfortunate oversight. That is what happens when the people building the technology do not reflect the people using it. Bias in technology is rarely malicious. It is usually the absence of perspective. Now, you might be wondering, why is this so important? This is important because a lot of women are entering into tech. They are not making it into the positions of tech. I am a Nigerian. I am from Agatu in Benue State. If you don't know where that is, don't worry, you are not alone. We are not where tech conferences happen. We are not where venture capital flows. We are not even on most maps in the world. But today I'm a data scientist. I'm a tech founder. I coach people in data and artificial intelligence. That was inevitable. I don't have a technical background. I don't have a computer science degree. I don't have connections. What I had is audacity. The audacity to learn. The audacity to walk into rooms where I was not expected to be. The audacity to keep going even when I was told that she is good, but I prefer to work with the man. And I see this over and over again. The intelligence is there, the talent is there, the drive is there, but what is missing is access. And they believe that the future belongs to everyone. Right now, technology is being built that will shape the entire world for the next 50 years. It will decide how wealth is created and who gets access to it. It will decide who is seen, who is heard, and who is ignored. It will decide what problems get solved and which ones will be left behind. These decisions are not being made by machines. They are made by the people building the machines. Years ago, someone said about me, she is good, but I prefer to work with a man. The problem was not whether I was good enough or not. The problem was who had the power at that time to make the decisions. So, the question is not about who has the power to build technology. The question is this: who do you and I trust with the power to create the systems that will shape the universe's next trajectory? Thank you very much.